Okay. Now, the first type of twin studies, we can identify that we are considering two individuals that are born at the same time. But remember, in case of developmental studies, and if we want to identify the contribution of genes and environment, like genes, when I say genes, I am talking about the nature, and when I am talking about environment, I'm talking about the nurture. If we want to study nature and nurture role in the development of an individual, so two type of twins can be studied. Either it can be monozygotic twins. Monozygotic twins, if you can recall from the basic concept that we studied earlier in mitosis and meiosis, we discussed we discussed when a sperm fuses when a sperm fuses with egg cell and one single cell is produced. This is called, what do we call this cell?
Zygote.
We call it zygote. If this zygote divides by the process of mitosis, right? If this zygote undergo the division by the process of mitosis, so in mitosis, two similar cells are produced or two different cells are produced?
Two similar cells.
Two similar cells will be produced, right? These type of twins, and each zygote will develop into a separate embryo and separate fetus. So this type of twins are known as these type of twins are known as monozygotic twins. What are monozygotic twins? Because they are produced from the same zygote. They have exactly same genetic makeup. There is no change. They have inherited 100% similarity in their genes, right? They are developed from the same fertilized egg. More similarity is expected between monozygotic twins. Uh, it and suggest the genetic influence of an individual. For example, if we are doing any case studies and we consider the subject as monozygotic twin and we expose them to a different environment, right? So this type of twin study will verify that how strongly environment affect the development of an individual. Why? Because both the twins had same genetic makeup. Am I clear? Am I clear, Vita?
Yes.
Yes, miss.
The other type of twin studies that could be conducted as a dizygotic twins. Dizygotic twins are also known as fraternal twins. What are fraternal twins? For example, during the course at the time of fertilization, two different sperm fuse with two different eggs. As a result, two different zygotes are produced. Right? Both the twins will be formed at one time. This is zygote 1 and this is zygote 2. Both the zygote will develop into individual, but they will be fraternal twins. This time they are sharing about 50% of the genes. They are twins. They have similarity in their genetic makeup, but it is not 100% genetic makeup. And it is likely possible that two twins could have different genders. But in case of monozygotic twins, the twins share 100% similar genetic makeup and they must have the same gender as well. And why they are sharing 50% of the genes? Because they are developed from two different sperms and two different eggs. Here it is written developed from two different eggs. It doesn't mean that one sperm is fertilizing two eggs. It is from two eggs and two different sperms. Similarity reflects that both genetics and environment affect these individuals, right? If you are doing twin studies and the subject you have selected, they are dizygotic twins. So now the difference in the behavior of twins will show a combined effect that they have 50% common genes and they are exposed to different environments. So now it is the nature and nurture collectively influencing the development of these individuals, right? Likely possible, maybe the examiner give you to differentiate between, right, difference between um, monozygotic and dizygotic twin. It can be a very simple question. Or maybe a case study is given where you receive the data of a twin study, that a twin study is conducted, and the two individuals um, show similar traits or difference in their traits. So now you will deeply study, deeply go through the information and try to find out whether they are monozygotic twin or whether they are dizygotic twin. This will help you to predict the effect of nature versus nature, nature versus nurture. The first type of case study was the twin studies. Now, the second type of case studies, okay. Now, why we do twin studies? Uh, if monozygotic twins resemble each other more than dizygotic twins, this indicates higher heritability. Monozygotic IQ correlation is found to be 0.86. When we talk about correlation, higher the value, it means that the two things are much interrelated. And in dizygotic twins, the intelligence quotient is 0.60%. You don't need to learn the values. Just try to understand that if we are doing a twin study, likely find that monozygotic twins show higher correlation between their traits. They are about, in terms of percentage, we will say that they are 86% similar. And dizygotic twins suggest they are about 60% similar. And this suggests that genetics influence on the intelligence. On the basis of this result, we can say that genetics influence the intelligence quotient of an individual. Uh, Types of twins study design. Different type of twin study designs are conducted. Number one is classic twin study, where we compare the similarities between monozygotic and dizygotic. MZ and DZ are monozygotic and dizygotic twins. Sometimes we do the study in which twins reared apart. Means we take monozygotic twin or we take dizygotic twin, and uh, uh, we reared apart, like the two twins are they are raised into different environments. And when we do this type of study, we identify what is the role of genetics effect and what is the role of environmental effect. For example, if we are talking about two identical twins, means they have 100% similarity in their genetic makeup. If they are reared apart and they are raised in two different environments, so we will say it is the difference in the behavior of individuals is solely due to the environment because they have 100% similar genetic makeup. Third type of twin study that is conducted is the longitudinal twin studies, where we observe twins over period of time. Like either they are a monozygotic twin or they are dizygotic twin. We keep on observing these twins for a long period of time. Like their behavioral changes are observed year for months and years, and we observe that changes in heritability, like is there a difference in the behavior of an individual with the passage of time, you might have noticed that when we talk about raising the children, so um, young children do not have table manners, but with passage of time, they learn table manners. So it means that the environment is affecting individual, but age also matters. So, like if we track the studies for long period of time, it will help us to identify that is environment affecting the individual with the passage of time or not. Okay, the other type of studies, the mm, first type of studies we have completed, twin studies. The second type of case study we do are the adoption studies. Adoption studies help separate the effect of genetic behavior and environmental. For example, if we are talking about adoption of a child, so obviously a child has biological parents, and now the child is adopted by a couple. So the environment become adoptive parents. Like the adoptive parents are providing a certain type of environment. Sometimes uh, it is possible that adoptive parents are raising these adopted children with much more facilities, much more educated environment. Okay, this is the uh, diagrammatic illustration. This child, these are the biological parents of this particular child, and if this child is adopted by a couple. So now the environment that they are providing, it will be the adoptive, it will be their environment. There are certain factors that we need to keep in mind when we are doing the adoptive studies. Number one is child versus biological parents. We need to see that what are the similarities and how much genetics influence the behavior of an individual. And child versus adoptive parent, now when we will raise the child and we collect the data, so all those things that will reflect in the behavior of that child, we will consider that it is the effect of environment on the development of a child. There are certain examples that from which we can understand. For example, uh, what do you think? Can an adoptive child have a better IQ than their biological parents? Can this be possible?
Yes.
Because they must have been raised in such environment. For example, if the child who has been adopted belong to underprivileged family where the basic education facilities are not available, and what if uh, the adoptive parents or the environment is provided in a way that they teach the child with different languages, or they provide the child with much more facilitated educational environment. So this will definitely affect the intelligence and the behavior of the child. Adopted child would resemble to biological parents because it is the effect of nature, right? More in adulthood, genetic influence increase with the age. If we track with passage of time, we will observe that the child resemble more with passage of time to biological parents. Uh, in the same way, antisocial behavior, higher rates if biological parents had the trait. For example, if biological parents um, had the antisocial behavior, So the same type of trait could be passed on from uh, could be passed from biological parents to the adopted child. Although the parents who have adopted, they are providing the child with much socialized environment, but still the child will show antisocial behavior. Okay, every type of a study that we select for psychological studies, whether we are doing the twin studies, whether we are doing the adoption studies, every every type of studies has certain strength and limitation. If we talk about adoption studies, adoption studies show strong separation of nature and nurture because the child has been taken away from the biological parents. So the individual will show more effect of nurture. Mm, it is useful for studying the a heritable disorder. Okay, for example, if the child was adopted from biological parents and now the child is showing antisocial behavior, although the adoptive parents are uh, giving much social environment. So by this type of study, we can identify that what traits and what diseases are heritable. Although the child is raised in a completely different environment, but still the occurrence of those diseases and habits is occurring. Why? Because the heritability uh, matters. The gene matters. They must have been passed on uh, from their biological parents. There are certain limitations that we need to consider. Selective placement. Adoptive homes often are similar to biological homes. If we talk about Asian families, the data could be different from different parts of the world. But if the adoption is the blood relative have adopted the child, for example, the maternal uncle or paternal uncle, like uh, have adopted the child. A blood relative have adopted the child. So, do you think that adoptive environment will be different from the biological parents? Will the nature and nurture be different if a child has been adopted by the maternal uncle or maternal aunt or paternal aunt, blood relatives?
No.
Because it is likely
Different.
possible to have similar setup and even the environment is also the same. Adopt, okay. Look at the limit. For example, I have given a data of case study where the where it is shown that a child has been adopted by some maternal uncle or paternal uncle, and uh, later on we observe that there is no difference in the behavior of biological parents and the raised child. So, I'm sorry. So, what is the limitation of this study? Why they appear to be more similar? Because they belong to same bloodline. Okay. Sometime, uh, this is first limitation. Second limitation is adoption records may be incomplete. Normally, when adoptions mechanism is done, so a complete data set is required for the parents who are adopting the child and the child who has been handed over to the adoptive parents. A complete data, not in terms of wealth, money, in their biological competence, like what is the likeliness of any particular diseases, their blood group, and all the things. Maybe the adoption data is incomplete, right? Fewer adoption cases today, like with passage of time, adoption cases are reduced to a minimum. For that, the research sample size is not sufficient. So we cannot say with much more validity about the adoption case studies. Okay, we have 6 minutes left. So I am uh, going to stop the discussion for now. And I want your attention so that I can mark your attendance. Okay, so please be attentive. You will rejoin with the same link, right? Uh, this is section A.
Yes, miss.
Okay. Ramin, Zainab,
Present.
Amna,
Present,
Mazen,
miss.
Amna.
Present, miss.
Okay, please be attentive. Ifsa, Samreen, Mahnur, Anusha,
Present,
Rabia,
miss.
who is present? Rabia is present.
No, miss Anusha.
Anusha is present. Okay. Kulsum, Shaza Khan, Nimra, Raima Altaf, Huren,
Present.
Zanisar, Khadija.
Present.
Khadija is present. Who marked her present? Is that Khadija? I just heard present. I don't know who was that. Okay. Tuba, Rahma Adil, Haya Kamran, Manahil,
Present.
Tasbiha. Is that Manahil?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Tasbiha, Faiza, Hamna,
Present.
Asba,
Present.
Aisha Khan, Savira, Hania, Aisha
Present.
Naz, Fakiha, Munazza, Zunaira, Laiba.
Present.
Is that Laiba?
Zunaira. Miss Zunaira.
Okay. Laiba, Saira.
Present.
Okay. Javeria,
Present.
Hamza.
Present.
Okay. Shifa,
Present.
Safa,
Present.
Sarisa.
Miss, she's also present, but her Wi-Fi just got disconnected because messages aren't delivering.
Okay. Munize,
Present,
sorry.
miss. Please, yeah. Present.
Ramin, Faria, Javeria Sharif, Javeria, Tayyab,
Present.
Arisha, Arisha Rahman, Rabia Javed.
Present.
Miss
बेटा
Miss Javeria Sharif is waiting in the lobby. She's saying कि मिस को बोलो कि क्लास में ज्वाइन कर दे.
I did बेटा admit all.
बच्चों ने ना चैट पे प्रेजेंट लिखा है, ठीक है मिस?
Okay.
Miss Fakia is also asking to. Yeah.
मैं आपको अभी भेज रही हूँ attendance. So if there is any discrepancy, so you can tell me. Ramin is present or not?
Miss
I'm just
Ramin
telling.
Fatima?
Yes, Ramin Fatma.
Yes, miss.
Okay, I'm telling you the name of absent student. If someone is present, please let me know. Ifsa, Samreen, Mahnur, Rabia,
Miss
Kulsoom.
Manur is present.
Mahnur is present.
मिस
Okay.
महानूर ने चैट पे भी लिखा था
Okay. I just marked her present. Rabia
Miss, I
Raghav.
am present.
Okay. Kulsoom.
I am present. Kulsum Tilawat.
Okay. Shaza Khan. Nimra Rashid.
मिस आई एम
Raim. Okay. Raima. Hurain. Fiza
Rana,
Nisar.
present.
Okay. Tuba. Rahma Adil.